Hello and welcome back to Feed the Beast Ultimate for Minecraft version 1.4.7. Now last time around, I built this infernal furnace of power. Yes, it runs by the demons of old, great magics I wield now. Anyhow, I used it to fry some chicken, which is pretty great, and there's something that you can use this for, which is spectacular. So I'm going to gather these, and then very quickly go get some sugar cane, because I have infinite access to pork, steak, and chicken, which means that I have access to a new food source via this infernal furnace. Because as you can see here, if I pull this up, the infernal furnace, there's something here that says, so efficient, in fact, that occasionally it will produce bonus materials in the form of nuggets or other items. This includes when you smelt food. So if I place the pork in here with beef as well as with chicken and sugar, I can create something called a triple meat treat, which is just the weirdest thing I could ever imagine. But yeah, so this is going to be my new food source, and it gives you regeneration? Oh, awesome. Wow, I didn't realize I was going to eat two of them, though. But yeah, so I can keep this with me. That's pretty fantastic. Infinite access to regeneration, I guess, now. That's great. So there you go. That was the first thing I wanted to show off. The next thing that I want to work on involves using this alchemy again. Now, I want to make another one of these alembics, and because I have two now, it should be easier to make another one. So the way we can do this is if I grab these materials first, I will take these, as well as some Essentia vials, which, are they in here? Ah, yes, they are. Excellent. So what I'll do is if I toss in the diamonds here, you can see that there's a lot of these elements. But if I right-click like so, you can see that it gave me the wrong ones that I didn't want, but that's fine. That is why I'm actually making a third alembic. But you can see that I've gathered the materials from these, which is fantastic. So there's a way that using this cauldron, you can siphon off ingredients so that you can reduce the amount of flux that you pump into the atmosphere. I expected to actually get the vitreous saved, which is really unfortunate that it didn't. So I will have to grab some glass here to remedy that fact, because I was expecting the vitreous and the purus to be saved. But either way, what you can do, I will demonstrate this more with the seeds because it's a little easier. These alembics on the sides can hold up to 16 of an item, or of an essentia, I should say. So when I right-click with this wand of the thaumaturge, you can see they're half filled with both of these. And this means that whenever I need a certain ingredient, if I can find multiples of 8 in it from another material, I could toss it into the cauldron and then receive them in exchange. And these will be saved on their own, and then I could place the silver wood and the gold ingots in here like so. And you can see that it asks for purus and permutatio, which now I have in available to me. So I can place them like so, and then grab this, and there will be no waste in the atmosphere. Now, of course, there was some into it because the diamonds had 3 elements. Either way, now let's grab this. So I can do the exact same process with sugarcane. So if I take this and toss it like so, and then right-click, we can now get these. So the messis and the agua. Now, I don't need messis at all, so I can grab that. And then when I place the warded jar, the brewing stand, the gold, and the flux filter, we can see that all we need is agua and vitreous. Now, this is another case where there isn't much that I can do to avoid it because this has 3, so I'm just going to toss the feathers in there. But by doing this, you can now see that the 3 ingredients I need, the aura, the vitreous, and the aqua, are on the side, and there's only 2 that remain not used in this. And so what that means is that when I craft this item, there won't be any loss because everything will go into the alembics on the side. So we'll make the arcane alembic, recover this, destroy the invaders to my home, and we can see that these are now safe on either side. So we'll take the glass vials once again and recover that, and now we have the alembic. Now, I should be able to attach this on this back side here, hopefully. I think the golem should still be able to get it out. I need you to move, my lad. There you go. So he should still be able to fill it, I think. And now I have all 3 of those, which means that I can access some more materials. So like the diamonds that have 3 elements. So I could toss steak in here and then recover all 3 of the elements so long as it's in multiples of 8. Sorry, I lost the word. That's really useful because it means that I can prevent the amount of flux that gets ejected into the atmosphere and also be very precise when making certain things. For instance, one of the things that I can make, if I look at it in here, I believe it's up at the top, yes, is alumentum. Read recently was that it is probably not a good idea to throw it against a solid surface unless you enjoy explosions. So that sounds spectacular. I want to try that out. And so I looked at the recipe for it, and you could see that it takes fractus, ignis, and potentia in a ratio of 3, 6, and 6. Now, because you need 3 times as much coal, or whatever, anyhow, I won't go through it too much. The math works out, though, and so what that means is that by tossing in the 24 coal and the 24 cobblestone, you will see that this will create a perfect number of alumentum and reserve exactly 3 sets of 16 of the stone. So when I do this, the stone goes into the 3 sides, and I get exactly 8 alumentum, but there's no loss into the atmosphere. So by mass producing stone, I can create alumentum completely safely. Now, I do want to try it out because that's really funny that I can make these like little grenades, but I will save that for a little later. Before anything else, though, this same process can be used to make nitor. However, it's a little bit more involved. I'll just jump in to explain it quickly. 8 coal will give 16 potentia, 16 ignis, 16 torches will give 32 lux, and 16 herba. Now, repeating this combination twice will give you a ratio of 4, 4, and 6 for potentia, ignis, and lux, respectively. Using this combination, you will have 2 vials of lux left over, as well as whatever the stone elements and herba that you had, and as a net result, you'll have 8 nitor with no release into the atmosphere. When you craft nitor, it takes 4 ignis, 6 lux, and 4 potentia, which is the exact same elements that nitor has, but it also has permutatio. So what that means is that by tossing in the 8 nitor that I have in here, it will have the same ingredients required to create 8 nitor, but also have 8 extra permutatio. So I can right click like so, and then the 8 permutatio comes out the side here. And so I can do this as many times as I like to just create infinite permutatio. I don't know why this is possible. It feels like it shouldn't be, because it's just free precontatio. Not permutatio, my mistake, but precontatio, which is really useful when you're making something like wands, because if we look at this one, this requires 32 precontatio. And every other source that I have that, like the blaze rods, which only have 2 precontatio, destroy the atmosphere by ejecting fire into it. So if I ever want precontatio for making a recipe, I can just toss nitor in and get it for free in sets of 8. I do also want to address the materials that were in that chest that I had earlier as well, because I hadn't used them yet. Now, I have a portal gun, one of them, that I use to connect my 2 bases, and I've realized that it is very convenient to have, and I want another portal gun to use in my travels and to collect spawners, and so I'm just going to make another one, which is really easy. All you need is ender pearl dust, which just requires burning an ender pearl, and I have infinite of them because of my minium stone, or alchemical stone, or whatever. So you make this miniature black hole, then you can place this in here with a diamond, and I think something like this arrangement. There you go. And now I can make a portal gun. So this will function as my other one has done for me in the past, so I can, whoop, and there we go, which is fantastic. So I can now add this to my bag of goodies and toys, which is quickly expanding. And I mentioned wanting to test this alumentum, which I do, but if it says, as it does in the book, that it will cause explosions, I don't really want to test it here in my base. That seems a poor idea. And also, I did mention last time around that I found a solution to these knowledge fragments, and so I want to show that off. But first, in order to do that, we're going to make something referred to as a notebook. And then if I come back to my home and return to this chest, you can see all these pages that I've collected over the time that I've spent in this world. Huge trees, jungle biome, standard terrain, jungle wood, void, which sounds terrifying, eternal rain, all of these things. So using these pages, I can store them inside of the notebook and then come here, and now I have all of them. And then I can collect the materials from this chest that I've already made. So we have the book binder and the writing desk. Now the writing desk I picked up in the village a long time ago, and the book binder is very simple. It just requires iron and wood. So we can place them like so, writing desk, and bookbinder. And this writing desk allows you to alter linking books that you create. So like this one here with the Nether, I could pick this up and rename it something else. So say I wanted to change this to Nether Hub because I have all of my portals here. So I can now rename books like so and then travel between them, which is how I place them in this bookshelf here with Ruin and Ruin 2. So I need more sets of books like this to discover, more ruins from Thaumcraft so that I can get more of these knowledge fragments. And so the way you can do that is by creating new worlds. Now you need materials to do that, of course, and the chiefest among them is just books and paper and leather. And you also need ink sacks, which is why I got a spruce shelf, because I can just store them all on there. But what you can do, if you come in here to this page thing, this bookbinder, you place down a blank piece of paper, or alternatively, a linking page that you have, and then you place a piece of leather, and it will create a new book for you. So we can call this, I don't know, we'll just leave it blank for now because it's random world. So you take this descriptive book, and then now you have a new world that you can travel to, a world of your own creation. And so I will remove this Nether Hub book and place it back in its respective spot here. And then I will place a linking book to the overworld on my hotbar so that I am safe. Grab some book stands in case I like the world I go to, and then I can place the descriptive book here, Age 2. And then when I travel here, it will be a new world, completely of my design, and hopefully I won't die. Whoa, God. Okay, so, welcome to Age 2. Now, this place seems horrible, decidedly. Oh, yes, I'm starving here. This place is awful. But we'll see if there's anything useful, because the reason you come to these places... I hear lightning going off. I think this world might have some instability. Now, the reason you go to these places is because, A, they might have more of those ruins from Thaumcraft for me to discover and loot from, but also, they may have more... They have secret buildings in them, from what I hear. Now, this place seems awful. I'm feeling sick, and everything wants to, kill you here. And so what you do, if a world is terrible, and I think there's meteors falling from the sky, it's raining, so not a fan. So what you can do is just go, I'm out of here. And then we can grab this, Age 2, as we've called it, and then we can put it in here, and we can just call it Terrible Void. And there we are. So now we have this book, and then I will place it amongst its brothers in here. And then I'm just going to keep doing this over and over again to discover new worlds. Now, of course, it's not just a matter of creating new random worlds, which of course you can do. The other part of it is also to create custom worlds, which is why you have this notebook and all of these pages. So what you can do is using ink vials, which are just made with ink and water bottles, is you place it in here to fill this with ink, and then with pages, or pieces of paper, I guess you could say, you come over here and you look at these pages, and then you can right-click on them. So maybe we want standard terrain with a jungle biome and huge trees, right? So you gather these pages up together, and then you come to the bookbinder and you place them like so in here with a piece of leather, and then this should create a new world. And because I'm choosing what this is, standard, jungle, and huge trees, we might just call it something like Pandora. And so now we have this new book. So we'll place this here, Pandora, and I'll get another linking book to the overworld here on my hotbar, and then we can set up. Now, I will also make another one of these because I don't ever want to be caught without one. What the hell? Oh gosh, I heard steps and I knew demons were approaching. Okay, now we're going to Pandora. Ooh, what's happening? I'm trapped in the void. Oh? Ooh, we're here. Okay. So, let's see. We're in Green Hills, but there is a jungle right here. Now, there's something that I should warn you about. These worlds... Ooh. are not entirely hospitable. They are rife with instability. Oh God, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Okay. Oh God. I think the only reason I'm not burning anymore is because of the snow. These worlds have certain mechanics within them when they get unstable. So like we saw in the first world, you can have lightning start to fall, or meteors that explode on the horizon, or uh ow, ooh, or burning when you're outside. Now for some reason this is like super clear, is it? Oh, or mining fatigue is another one that happens a lot. So these worlds, they're not guaranteed to be pleasant, but the more of these pages that you put in there, the more linking pages that you place into a world, the more likely they are to be stable. And you can place them in a certain configuration. It's like it begins with starting with just the biomes, and then, you know, everything. You can control the color of the sky for all it's worth. But so this world, because of all the mobs, I'm hazard a guess that this world is one of almost eternal night and damnation. Ow, God, and the fire is truly awful. What I could do, run, is get my salamander's eye, and then I can run around with relative ease. Now, thankfully, the effects of this world aren't too hazardous to me. Like I said, I have the power of the salamander's eye, and I have, I don't, there's mining fatigue in this world, but it doesn't affect me because I just use ranged weapons now. I use the wands, so it's all good. But it is terrifying, these places. Well, I've traveled no small distance in this world, and I have yet to find what I'm looking for. I'm beginning to lose faith that it's actually here, but I keep periodically taking damage as I travel, which is really kind of disconcerting, actually. I don't really want to experience that. Do you think I'll be able to scale this cliff? Oh yeah, 100%. These boots of the traveler are where it's at. But yeah, so I haven't found what I'm looking for, or any sign of it. And considering how awful this world is, I very well might just decide to leave. So I'll keep going until I reach 4,000, since I'm heading that way anyhow. But yeah, after that point, if I don't see anything else noteworthy, I will take my leave of this place. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, that's digging. This is it. I believe I've found it. My gosh, just when I was beginning to lose hope. Amazing. Ooh, dear. You are all irrelevant. The future is now. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna go over on this side. Now, I hear you, skeleton, but you're not welcome. Alright, there we are. I shouldn't have brought the Thaumonomicon really with me. I don't need that here. Let's put that away. But this is it. This is the building I was looking for. These are ancient libraries with the sacred text. Let's see. Page end. Well, that's... Jeez, of all the first books to find in here. But yes, there is also this chest. Now, I don't know if there's another one in here. No, it doesn't appear to be one. But I will take the books, because that means that every time I go into a world, so long as I find a library in it, I can get enough books to make more linking books to the overworld. So I only need like a stack each time or whatever, and I will never run out of books this way. This would have been very useful when building my library. But either way, let's see what's in here. So we have East, Bright Light. Oh, Bright Lighting. Oh, awesome. Green Hills and Desert. Okay, well, we will take all of them because they're valuable. Now, I did forget my notebook, which is arguably one of the best things I could have forgotten because it poses no threat to my life. But now we have all of this, so let's return home. There we are. Amazing. And now we have all these pages. So if I grab my book out of here, I can open it up and place all of the pages inside. Let's withdraw Pandora, because that was not a great place, and we could store it on our bookshelf here. And we're going to create a new one with Mushroom Islands, because that actually sounds really fun. So we'll get a Mushroom Island book. page and a, let's see, I want that bright lighting one because that sounds fun. So we'll toss these in here along with a piece of leather, and we can call this one, oh god. This is really going to be testing my creativity, is coming up with these book titles every time. Let's see. I can't spell. There we go. Not much room. As in not much room, because I half expect a floating island, because that is the traditional one. Now, we will stand here, create a second copy of a linking book. We will always keep a stack in here. In fact, what I might do is make 2 copies of this overworld book and put them in here so that I'm never without them, because that would be a terrifying thing to have happen. Then we will place these here because they are unnecessary as of now, as well as this and this. There we are. Now I should really get a second one of these canvas bags. That way I can store more things on my travels, but for now, I'm not actually completely running out, so we should be fine. So let's go to the, actually, I'll put that on my hotbar and grab our notebook so that we can store any pages we find. Okay, not much room. Let's find it. Oh dear, I was right. And this place seems awful. Okay, we're in a Mushroom Island shore, but we're in just the void. So this place, not welcome. We're also, oh yeah, no, okay, we're leaving. So that is not, well, I guess it's actually an appropriate name. Not mushroom. It's definitely not mushrooms at all. It was a horrible place that I never want to return to. Okay, so what we're going to do is, instead of relying on the pages that I have, because I don't have enough of them to make a stable world, which will actually do what I want, I'm just going to create random worlds, I guess I should say. But with that, I've begun my exploration of the other material planes. The worlds will be mine to conquer and raid, and I will get those knowledge fragments to make my XP farm, because that's, like, why I'm doing it. Besides the fact that it's just funny to me. Either way, thank you for tuning in. If you liked it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, or comment, all that jazz. Anyhow, I'm done here.